Hello everyone, a man of interest here for everyone watching the VOD on YouTube. Doing this live today, so if you ever want to see other live man of interest content, the link is down below for my Twitch content. For everyone who is live, let's get to it. Starting off in the news this week, we have soap. Soap? Yes, soap. It is a macro pad with 6 keys in the main area, a key on the lower right, and a option for either a rotary encoder or another switch on the top right. There are 3 LED indicators on the side, and I'd say it's a pretty nice looking macro pad. I already have like 2 macro pads. I don't need another one, but if I was going to get another one, this would definitely be it. I think it fills a lot of the right check marks that people want these days. People like rotary encoder these days. People like notification LEDs. Something interesting that I was reading about this is that it has a soap style mounting. What is soap style mounting? I don't know, but I'm curious to see what happens about this soap style mounting. So, interesting indeed. USB Type-C, of course, that's the modern day. Smooth rounded edge chamfer, different layout options, and a few colors. This is a very early interest check. That's all we have for now. So, we will see how it progresses. I'll post the links in the chat. Can I use the dark mode for Geekhack? No, the light mode is way better for Geekhack, surprisingly. I like this song, but I don't get distracted by the vocals. So there's the soap. What do you guys think of this soap? Honestly, I think depending on what the final price is going to be, I think it's going to be pretty good. One thing that would be really cool is, do you see this inner bevel on the bottom? Instead of leaving it like that, if they just had a rubber track running and you have this rubber rectangle as a foot, you know what I'm saying? That would be A+. If you could choose, if it could also be the same color as, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that'd be A+ if that was an option. So who in chat would be really interested in this? See, because right now, okay, I'll show you the two macro pads I have. None of them are even plugged in. I have a Rama M6 all brass, right? And then I also have a pink Ocelot. Why did I buy an Ocelot? I don't know. I built it up and I haven't used it. So why do I? So I never had a blue M6. I've only ever had this silver one that's all brass. And just because like I had extras, I built both of them with Holy Pandas back when. Well, this was back when Holy Pandas were rare, and this doesn't matter anymore. No. When I was for a top plaque host and I got one, I got the silver one. We did get 2 blue M6s, but one of them was for Brian, and the other one was for a giveaway. And then the last one was remaining was a silver one, which I got. Yeah. I think Rama liked Brian more than me at that point in time, so I got stuck with a non-custom color one. But this is the soap. I hope it goes well. I hope it's not too expensive, and I'm kind of curious to see what other colors, because soap can be very colorful or very drab. But we shall see. Powder coated or Cerakoted actually make a really good texture for the soap. Powder or Cera, depending on how they're well done. Yeah, it's powder coat. That'd be pretty nice. That would be pretty nice. Soap coated. Okay, so if it's soap coated, that's gonna be powder coated. You're right. I keep changing too many lyrical songs here. Come on, my royalty-free music. Okay, next up on SwitchModNets, it is GMK Handarbeit Plus keycap set for $155. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, originally there was another US proxy who couldn't make it happen, and the only reason that it's happening now is because Krelbit was willing to spend his time to be the NA proxy. So for people who do enjoy and like this set, thank Krelbit for making sure that a NA proxy exists. So credit where credit is due in that respect. So $155 for a single kit. We got a lot of colors. For those of you who don't know, this was inspired by the, what was it? Cherry G81 3000 HBD keyboard. So far, progress is slowly but surely. It's going to be running until the end of next month. And you know what? This set will need every single day it can get to meet that 150 MOQ. So, but hey, if you're into this kind of thing, there's a great reason. 50% of SwitchMod.net proceeds for the group buy will be donated to the Autism Science Foundation, which is very generous and of Krelbit and a nice foundation to support. So if you're interested in getting this for whenever applicable one it works for you, go get it. If not, don't, because honestly, it looks like a Fisher Price key set. Yeah. Like, I can't believe this has existed once again in history. I thought there was a reason this stopped existing. This should not continue to exist. Not like this. Not like this. But if you ever wanted to have a set with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 colors. If you ever want a set with 10 colors, 11 colors, WS1. Yeah, 11 colors. Then here you go. Here you go, baby. GMK Handarbeit Plus. Personally, for me, I'm going to say it's a no-go. It's a no-go for Huey. Because look at it. Look at it. I'm not 14. I don't need this set. Actually, it's not true. I'm not 8. I don't need this set. So, not for me. If it's for you, you do you. Moving on, we have DSA Tokamak by Formulaic. So this is a DSA set that the group by Runner says is inspired by DSA Scientific, which you can see by how the F keys are done in that darker color compared to the normal mods. If I had one main, kind of criticism / niggle about this, it seems like this set is essentially a DSA version of SA Industrial by PMK. That's what I see in my imagining of this set. I don't know if you guys are seeing that as well, but that's what I think when I see this. I need to keep picking songs. These renders also aren't doing it for me. I want to see real keyboard keycap renders that are showing me, a real deal of things that make sense. Yeah, this ain't doing it for me. Okay, let me just side by side this, okay? PMK SA Industrial. Okay? Nuclear. Well, I like how it doesn't pop up as the first thing. Hold on. Let me just There we go. We're just going these here. Okay. Let's just side by side this right here, guys. Let's just. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I don't know. I mean, they're both going to be by SP, right? If SA Tokamak happened, it's still going to be produced by SP, but I'm going to say no. I don't think it's too similar, unless the renders can prove otherwise. So that's SA Tokamak. I hope more effort goes into the interests of this. I mean, they both have similar inspirations, which is an industrial control panel look, but I feel like not all industrial control panels are the same. So yeah, that's the kind of bad thing there. And on top of that, as people have pointed out, the legends are kind of hard to see in these renders. I might just because be how the Hero Co-op render KLE renders does their legends, because I don't think they're as thick as they need to be, possibly. But I know for the modifiers, like, that's going to be the levels of, you know, SA Chronicler in terms of visibility, and that's the really, really, really big worry that I have with this set. So that's SA Tokamak. Let's move on to something else. The Hawking 48. This next topic is by Phoenix Star, and this is for those who want the creme de la creme of ortholinear keyboards. If you have a plank and you're like, I wish it was higher quality, or I wish it was a higher pro case, I wish it had thicker bezels, I wish it was a gasket mount, then look no farther than the Hawking 48 by Nightingale Studios and Phoenix Star. 6061T6 alu case, brass PVD weight and plate, 19mm spacing, so it's going to be the same as the OLKB specs. I still wish they had one with 19.05, whatever. Double gasket style, so it's going to be dampening and isolations on both sides using 1/16 inch thick sorbethane. Flex slotted PCB with ESD, USB-C. It's going to be an STM32 PCB. It's going to run GMK and have VIA support as well. So, 5.5 degree typing angle, so it's going to be much on the flat side. So definitely going to be a very premium kind of ortholinear if you're into that kind of jam. Honestly, for an ortholinear with that bottom there, I think it's like probably the best looking ortholinear. With the weight, especially right now. I would get it as a showpiece for sure. I mean, I've used planks in the past before. I've had no big problems using them. I just don't prefer them. So, yeah. What do you guys think, though, about these corners on how the plate is done up? So as you can see from the top, there's no exposed screws, and the reason is that the screw goes from the bottom through right here to the top. Honeybush says it's giving him PTSD from meme. So yeah. We can see how they're going to do their mounting. So the plate is just going to be, this brass plate here is just sandwiched between two layers of sorbethane that are cut to size. So that's going to be really interesting. Really interesting. Anyone here in chat really interested in the 40%? Is this something that you'd be into and you'd consider getting as, you know, your premium 40%? Or is this just, you know, or do you think 40% just kind of should belong in that kind of, you know, jank kind of crowd where it's like FR4 sandwiches and acrylic sandwiches and using newspapers as standoffs kind of thing. I can do ortho. I just prefer not to. I would, if I just had the extra money laying around, I would get this as a showpiece with like an essay set on it, just to like put on a shelf and look nice. That's probably the biggest reason I'd probably consider getting this, if I was perfectly honest. But or as Crobot says, it's a gasket mount artisan holder box. Lee Benning, you said you'd like a similar staggered 40%. Huh? Maybe pitch that Nightingale in the future if this goes well. So I have a question to y'all. Do you think that the fact that it has a flex slotted PCB, which I assume means they have the cut across the PCB to allow the PCB to flex, is that wasted by the fact that it has a brass plate, and brass, you know, very dense, not very flexy, because brass. Like what's the point of that when you have a brass plate? You know what I'm saying? Unless you can build it without a plate and have this sorbethane just sandwich that PCB on together. Like the PCB has like edges that go out so it can be in the sorbethane. But otherwise, like, but why? But why? Yeah, okay, you guys are, yeah, it's waste based on height, says Heine Bush. So if it's not a big enough PCB, you're not getting a big benefit either. Nope, that's a Hawken 48. A lot of other things about it are definitely favorable to people who want a premium 40% experience though. So if that's your jam, keep your eye on this. Next in the news, we have GMK. No, that's the wrong do song. But this is GMK Sandstorm. Okay, so GMK Sandstorm by Zamumon. Cerakote inspired. Actually, the version I was doing at the beginning, for some reason, I wanted to hum Through Fire and Flames from Dragon Force instead of Sandstorm by Darude. That's why. I was just doing the wrong song. But this is GMK Sandstorm by Zamumon. And I think it looks pretty good. It's a tan set. Not really many tan sets are out there. It's very, very earth tony. North America vendor, SwitchMod, September 2019, baby. So it's gonna be happening. Get in on the hype if you guys haven't yet. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this set? Do you guys think that tan is just too weird for keyboards and should be reserved for like outdoor things? Or do you think tan is a color that should and can make its way into the office? Because most things that I've seen that are tan, at least growing up in Fresno where it's very rural to a degree out here, tan is a very outdoorsy color for equipment and fashion and style. Mostly partly because of, you know, the outdoorsman camo kind of style. So what do you guys think about tan working its way into office spaces and working its way inside to a degree? For me, I think it's really cool because normally I see a lot of tan stuff in the outdoors. Oh, by the way, these renders that Zamumon did, as always, are amazing. Lee Benning says, you usually go for more colorful or contrasting sets, but you like this one a lot. I think a lot of people are going to be wanting to use this with a tan Cerakoted board. I think that's what we're going to see. So, by tan, I mean a flat, dark earth. I mean, by... It looked good on a e-white board. By tan, I just mean, you know, the color tan. Tan is a color. I mean, I'm not going to get too specific with what tan, but... Dixie Mix says, if this didn't have the Zamumon's name on it, would it even have made it to the second page of comments on Geekhack? Possibly. I think so. But Damon does have a lot writing behind his name these days. I think in a positive way. I'm curious to see if he's going to keep it as a more mono kind of set like this without separate colored mods. I think he will. Interested to see how that's going to turn out. Well, the Intercheck is up. It's going to be running September through through SwitchMod. So check it out. September 2019. And if you're in Europe, my keyboard. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, moving on. Our next topic is the stop it phone. Is the Ave by the Royal, which is a noun, avenue, a way of approaching a problem. So this is a 50% board with quote a few bells and whistles. What do you guys think about the Ave? So based on these renders, it's going to be inspired by the G80-9009 HAU and the Yamaha RM804. So two-piece PCB plate and case design, top mount style switch plates, USB TypeC. You got two small 5mm LED indicators. Yeah. Polycarbonate options, anodized options in purple, dark gray, red, black, silver, powder coat in white and retro refrigerator, as well as banana yellow. It's kind of like a control panel thing. So, so here's my main complaint about this. Okay, I like the idea of this. I don't like how it's a 50% and not a 60%. Come on, my dude. Come on, my dude. Make it a 60% and it'll be way better. Way better as a 60%. That's what I think should happen. You know, get a 60% with like a normal 60-ish% layouts. There's going to be different top panel options, including one with a rotary encoder, which I think is going to be pretty nice. Pretty nice. So they're aiming for low to mid 200s. I have my doubts about whether or not they can keep that price point. I wish it wasn't ortho. I wish it was like a 60%. I wish that front lip was maybe a bit lower. It looks high, at least based on these renders. There's no like object permanence to like keep my mind about it. I think it has a good idea behind it. I don't know if they'll be able to execute it for the price enough people in the community will want to pay for an ortho 50%. That's why I think they should have gone with a more standard 60% form factor so more people could enjoy it. That's what I personally think about this, and I think that's the biggest failing of this board. Otherwise, I think it does have a lot of cool things going for it. So, take that as you will. Last but not least in the news from Poner, a collab between Poner's Ion brand and AIO3 is the Equinox, which is a wind-keyless 40%. A 40% with blockers and rubber gasket mounts using rubber tabs on the case that the PCB will rest on. So, Well, that's right. There's going to be an optional plate, but you don't need it. There it is. Oof, look, it's a render with like a blank slate version. Blank slate sets. If you're a 40% user, I think this is like a must-have. That's what I think. If you're into 40%, this is probably a must-have 40%. If you're not into 40%, well, then you already don't care about this, which makes sense. So I think this is very specific who this is for and who will find this very agreeable to them. So it's going to have via integration. 40% people, I think it's going to be a nice looking board. Look at that side there, the back, that USB centered ports. The mounting is going to be pretty cool for that PCB. Brass internal weights. 6-degree typing angle. So I think a lot of people are going to find it nice if they like 40%. And if you don't like 40%, then you don't care about this already. I like how it looks. I couldn't use it because a lot of people don't realize, 40% layouts are made with QWERTY in mind. And I don't type in QWERTY, I type in Dvorak. So most all 40% just don't work for me. I've tried. I promise, I've tried. So that is it. I'll post a link for this. I don't know if I have. What do you guys think about this one? What do you guys think about this mounting solution for the PCB? Do you think there should be a top pad as well, or do you think just the bottom pad will be enough, since as you push pressure down, you're only going to be applying pressure toward, these bottom pads, which will absorb the shock through the 8 pads? Because when you lift up and it, moves back up, you're not going to feel that because your finger, goes up and leaves. You're only going to feel it on the impacts as you peck downwards. Do you think this is a viable gasket mounting solution that's going to feel nice? I think probably, especially if you have no plate. Having no plate makes a huge difference in terms of kind of thudding out a typing feel with just the PCB. So, take that as you will. Well, that is it for this week in keyboard for 6/24/2019. For anyone watching the VOD, thank you for watching the VOD. If you ever want to catch more things live, link to my Twitch is down below where you can stay notified whenever I go live. And for everyone else who is live right now, let's get to the bench and let's work on some keyb stuff.